the essence of the eternal divine spirit, the one that causes all that exists to exist, the one that is self-existent.
How many men have children and the children never meet their father? See, you created a void in that child because you are a part of that child.
Black power! Black power!
Black power!
Black power!
Black power!
Are you feeling fatigued and can barely make it through the day without some type of caffeine?
Are you on a journey of healing your body but need a little help?
Then alkaline water is what you really need.
Alkaline water has many benefits. Alkaline water can help restore pH balance in the body. Consuming beverages such as soda and coffee can make your body acidic.
Did you know that too much acid in your body has been linked to an internet, heart disease, obesity, diabetes, autoimmune disease, chronic pain, and other chronic conditions like gout and arthritis?
Those who use alkaline water have reported increased energy levels, clearer skin, reduction in inflammation, better digestion, and many other health benefits. I've used alkaline water for years, and it's been instrumental in sustaining my health when I was diagnosed with sarcoidosis.
Are you ready to take responsibility for your body's health?
If the answer is yes, then our alkaline water is just what you need. Bring your own bottles. It's only $3 for each gallon. To place an order or for more information, you can reach us at 773-846-3091. Thank you in advance for your support.
Hi, my name is Sister Ebony Stevenson. I am your announcer for today. Welcome to the Toma Nation's weekly Sunday worship service from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. every Sunday at 616 East 71st Street here in Chicago, Illinois, and also live on Facebook. If you would like more information, you can reach us at www.facebook.com/TomaNation2 or give us a call at 773-952-8302. Now I am going to recite our opening. In the name of the eternal divine spirit, the one that causes all that exists to exist, the one that is self-existent, the one who directs the sunships of millions and trillions of years, and the one who made time the seed of the universe, known among the ancient Kemites or Egyptians as Amun-Ra and Aten, among the Hebrews as Ansal, Yahweh, and Elohim, among the Christians as Lord, God, and Jehovah, among the Muslims and Islamic world as Allah, the one God, among the Rastafarians as Jah, Rastafari, among the Yoruba tribes of West Africa as Odumare, Eshu, and many other Orisha names. I bear witness that all these names refer to the same one, Almighty Spirit, and it is to that essence which I give reverence and to whom I submit. I boldly proclaim that we, the descendants of those black men and women who survived the transatlantic slave trade, are the Lost 13 tribe, born in North America, and are of a Nubian Kemetic lineage. I further proclaim that the blood of all the nations of the earth flows through our veins. I greet you in the ancient but holy words of peace, Hotep, Shalom, Assalamu alaikum, Habaragani, Alafia, and Ashe. Now I am going to recite the 13 points of what we believe and know. Number 1. We believe and know that we are not to repeat the mistakes of the past prophets and messengers of the Almighty Creator of the heavens and earth. Number 2. We believe and know that we can only establish an economic base through the application of the knowledge of self and the incorporation of the ideologies of the Honorable Marcus Garvey, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, Mahatma Gandhi, and Ben Ami. Number 3. We believe and know that the prophets and messengers of the Holy Bible, the Holy Quran, and the Kemetic Holy Books were all black. Number 4, we believe and know that Jesus Christ of 2,000 years was and is a black man. Number 5, we believe and know that the knowledge of the Almighty Creator goes beyond books written by the prophets and messengers of the Almighty Creator. Number 6, we believe and know that in order to promote and coordinate unity, we must first recognize and accept the uniqueness of being able to worship our Creator, regardless of religious denomination, name, title, ritual, particular dress, or holy book, as long as it recognizes the Almighty Creator of the heavens, earth, and the universe as supreme. Number 7, we believe and know that it is impossible to tell the truth without exposing the wicked governments of the world. Number 8, we believe and know that the United States government, in collaboration with other European nations, have a denial objective to exterminate dark-skinned people of color off the earth through the act of genocide. Number 9, we believe and know that some of the most effective methods that are being used today are AIDS, birth control, alcohol and drug abuse, vaccinations, gang and domestic violence, systematic elimination of trauma centers, the public school system, and public aid within the black communities of America and the world. Number 10, we believe and know that the last trick that Satan is playing on us is the dividing of us by our religious differences, religious gangbanging. Number 11, we believe and know that the conflict between the various religions are comparable to the conflict between various street gangs within the inner cities of America. Number 12, we believe and know that the war on drugs and gangs is a diabolical plot to disarm the black community of weapons, break up the black family, withdraw our constitutional rights, also kill and incarcerate young black males under the undercover code name Able 2029. And number 13, we believe and know that every letter, shape, sound, and numerical value contains esoteric information that completely transcends the specific contextual meaning of the word. Our purpose: to bring about the growth of a righteous community in accordance with the laws of the Creator of the universe, under the leadership and guidance of Brother Minister Raheem Kossad Aten, to provide solutions to the social and economic ills that plague the communities of urban America. Our goal: to re-educate and retrain youth and young adults to develop positive moral values as an alternative to delinquent behaviors, because you can't rebuild a community and not rebuild the minds of the residents of the community to meet the responsibilities of maintaining the community's image. Our mission: to enhance the economic development of our communities by establishing businesses, real and personal properties, thereby creating jobs and/or entrepreneurship training programs that will reverse the concept of leaving the community to buying back the community. Our motto: let your light so shine before men that they shall see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven. Matthew 5:16. Now we're going to recite our salute to the red, black, and green flag. Everyone put your right fist in the air and repeat after me. Here's to this flag of mine, the red, black, and green. Hopes in its future bright, Africa has seen. Here's to the red of it, great nations shall know of it. In time to come, red blood shall flow of it. Historians shall write of it, this flag of mine. Here's to the black of it, 400 million's back of it, whose destiny depends on it. The red, black, and green of it, oh flag of mine. Here's to the green of it, young men and women shall dream of it, face shots and shells for it, maidens shall sing of it, waving so high. Here's to the whole of it, colors bright and pole of it, pleased is my soul with it, regardless of what is told of it. Thanks to God for giving it, this great flag of mine. Please keep your right fist raised high in the air as we sing our Black National Anthem. Black power, black power, black power. Black power is the power to define, develop, and defend that which is in the best interest of Black people.
Father, he that causes all that exists to exist, he that is self-existent, he who directs the sonships of millions and trillions of years, he who made time, the seat of the universe, known among the ancient Kemites or Egyptians as Amun-Ra and Ati, among the Hebrews as Ansar, Yahweh, Elohim, among the Christians as Lord, God, and Jehovah, among the Muslims as Allah, the one God, among the Rastafarians as Jah, Rastafari, among the Yoruba tribe as Olodumare, Obatala, Shango, and many others, Orisha gods. But I bear witness that all of those names refer to the same one, Almighty God. It is to him whom I give reverence and to whom I submit. I boldly proclaim that we, those children, those Black men and women who survived the transatlantic slave trade, are that lost 13th tribe, born here in North America, that we are of a Nubian Kemetic lineage. I further proclaim that the blood of all the nations of the world flows through our veins. I greet you all in the ancient but yet holy words of peace, in the many languages of our fathers, of Hotep, Shalom, Assalamu alaikum, Tabaragani, Alafia, and Ashe. All greetings and salutations of peace in many different languages of our fathers. I greet you in peace and say welcome to the Culmination, aka Temple of Mercy Association, located in Chicago, Illinois, at 838, and if I said it wrong, correct, West Marquette Road. We've just been here, not even a year yet, so we're getting used to that particular address. And so come on out. Come on over here and check us out. We are an all-inclusive, Black conscious, righteous movement dedicated to the upliftment of Black people in the hellholes of America. I am Brother Minister Raheem Cassette Aten. I am the founder of this great movement, Culmination, along with my sister, Brother Minister Kenneth Cox, and the First Lady of this movement, Sister Makita Aisha Aten. And I'm here today to talk to you about Juneteenth. as the world turns. And the reason I was inspired to give this as a subject is because I believe that a lot of people practice a lot of things they don't know the history of. They just practice it because it's fun. They observe it because everybody comes out and celebrates and you know, have cookouts and barbecues, things like that, and not really knowing the true significance. So I figured that I will get our version recorded. So I want to get started about the history behind this day that they call Juneteenth. And it's a blend of June and the number 19. So it's called Juneteenth. And it deals with the effective end of slavery in the United States. And the reason I put in parentheses in my title, As the World Turns, because you see, me personally don't believe nothing's changed. I believe that technology has changed. I believe that as we build better looking houses and better cars and better engines and whatnot, but human behavior, and I mean the behavior of the white man and every other color on the planet, has not changed. Nothing new under the sun. And so, with that understanding, as I read to you, I pray that some of you can bring everything that I say that was back there and look at it today and tell me if it's still happening. And if it is, then we got some work to do. Who changed it back to what it was? Or did we ever really come out? Ask yourself these questions. It marks the day in 1865. I want you to project 1965. When enslaved African Americans, blacks, who were in Galveston, Texas, they finally received word of their freedom. But it was 2 years after the Emancipation Proclamation that was proclaimed January 1st, 1863. So in 1863, President Lincoln at the time signed, emancipation means freedom. He signed the Emancipation Proclamation on January 1st, 1863, and most of the people in the North knew about it. But over in Texas, way over west, in Texas, they didn't get the word. And so they continued to be officially enslaved. Did you all know that even though the Emancipation Proclamation was signed in 1863 and the slaves in Galveston, Texas received that information 2.5 years later? Do you know truly that we were not free until 1960? I just want you all to know this. See, what's on paper and how you act is two different things. They can sign all kinds of stuff. Do that mean it stopped today? Do that mean the white man's mind changed overnight and said, well, I'm going to adjust to that, no more slaves? No. Do you know there was a slave plantation discovered right here in America, in the South, brothers and sisters, in 1969? Still actively working. Still had slaves. Still had the big house with other servants working in it. Still had slaves working in the field. Still had slave catchers because their plantation was in the backwoods, where you have to drive for about an hour to get to it. And so they made sure that if any slaves broke away, that they had to catch them before they made it out of the woods and found out that things were different. So I'm trying to show you that the mindset of the slave master didn't change on the day that they signed that paper. You know how we are as humans. Anybody makes some rules, you can rest assured somebody's making their rules on how to get out of those rules. See, always we got people like that. And so right away the slave masters, when that was signed, said, oh, we finna find out what loopholes is in that, because we got to keep our niggers. What we gonna do without our niggers? Who gonna get out there and do that? Tote the, bale that hay and chop the tobacco leaves and bale the cotton, thank you. And chop the leaves and off the tobacco, and you know, stock market might fall. They work our commodity on the market. Oh yeah. So now I'm going to read. So now, even though he signed it 1863, it couldn't be enforced in Confederate states. Brothers and sisters, you may not understand that there was a war in the United States. It was called the Civil War. It was called the war between the North and the South. Those in the South wasn't hearing about no proclamation because they didn't recognize the executive director or the executive head who was named the president of the United States at that time. They didn't recognize him as such. So whatever they signed didn't mean nothing to them. And so the Confederate soldiers still held up their part. And it couldn't be enforced in those Confederate states without a Union military presence. Texas had no large-scale fighting and a minimum Union troop presence. Why? So slavery remained virtually untouched there for another 2.5 years. Juneteenth, when those troops arrived 2.5 years later, they read something called General Order Number 3. This general order was to let them know what are the conditions of this Emancipation Proclamation. What are the conditions? What are we supposed to do here? And I'm going to read to you what that was. I think I have it here. If I don't, it's probably on another sheet of paper, which I think it is, but we're going to move on here. So, Juneteenth, we're supposed to observe and honor the end to slavery in the United States. Physical slavery, that is, because we still are slaves, brothers and sisters. Why? Because just like we did on the plantation, today we look to the white man for our very survival. That's why we did it then. We're doing it now. Somewhere in that document, and this is, I'm gonna go by memory when I read it today, it said that you all were free, or we were free, but, now check this part out. If that slave master can't offer you finance, money to continue to work there, then you have to let them go. If you decided you were going to give them some sort of compensation for the work that they're doing, you don't have to let them go. Now, it didn't say that they had a choice, did it? Like, okay, we're going to pay y'all. And they say, no, well, I don't want your pay. I want to go see what's out there for myself. You didn't have that choice. It was not in that declaration. The choice was the slave master willing to let you go or pay you. So that's where sharecropping came in, brothers and sisters. Now y'all get it. Oh, niggers, y'all ain't got to leave. Yeah, 10% of that pig over there. 5% of that cow. And what really in your mind made you feel you was free still on the same land? Where was real freedom? When he pulled up in his car to get his money at the end of the year, that you took time to sell the meats and different things at the what's that place when they go into town? At the trading post, and you get the money for it, and then they really don't give you what it's worth because you're a black person going up there trying to get it. Now you got to go back to the plantation, and when he comes to get his money, now he's taking more of that. You keep the rest. Are you really free? Does that sound like something called FICA? Y'all didn't get that part, did you, about FICA? You look on your check and say, what is this? What FICA mean? They took money out, where'd it go? Is that how we be thinking? I don't know what FICA is today. I don't care. Personally, I don't work for you, white man. I'll say. Anyway, I want to share something with you quickly about this Confederate war, or shall I say, Civil War. They said that this man, what is his name here? This general. No, the Confederate general at that time, the one in the South, because they lost the war. They had this Confederate general, his name was Robert Lee. There it is. Robert E. Lee was a general in the South, in Virginia, during that time. And he didn't want to surrender, that particular state, Texas. And a guy named General Gordon Granger from the U.S., United States, he was a major general. He was the one that came and told Mr. Lee, surrender yourself. See, what you're looking at is how America do elsewhere too. They come into your country and tell your main soldiers to surrender to them. You ours now. This is how you conquer something. See, I'm trying to show you that everything that the white man does over in other countries, he practices the same principles over here in his own country. Even in Britain, same understanding, same principle. The mindset of the Caucasian. He's never going to change his mindset. He's never going to be really in a mindset of what we consider freedom. See, because even then, when the South lost to the North, there was another general y'all didn't know nothing about who said, I'm not going to just let this go like that. I'm not going to just surrender like the rest of the generals. I'm going to do something about it. See, this man named General Albert Pike, who some of you handkerchief-head Negroes believe he is the father of masonry. I call you who you are because you believe that. This man said, I'm going to create me a covert operation. My Native Americans, they got behind me here in the South to fight those people in the North. And when Lincoln said that he was going to free those slaves if they joined him to fight against the people in the South, that's the reason why we lost. But we can't get back at them, Lincoln, but we gonna get back at those niggas. And the ones down here with us, they gonna pay for it. Not the ones in the north, not till we get up there and infiltrate the court system and infiltrate the police department and infiltrate it. Until we can do that years later, then we're gonna take care of the niggas down here. We're gonna beat the hell out of them for helping Lincoln win. And so he formed something called the Ku Klux Klan. But he needed a cover, brothers and sisters. See, sometimes the thing about covert means it's undercover. But now don't just look at the word undercover. Let's look at what the cover is. See, we forget that part. So what was the covering? The covering, brothers and sisters, was Masonry. Mason, yes. Albert Pike joined a fraternal order of white Masons, and he used it as a shield or a cover to bring in his Ku Klux Klan. Brothers and sisters of Masonry, don't you know the Ku Klux Klan at that time and Masons had the same step sign and do God and password? No, y'all didn't believe that. Y'all gonna have to check it out. Do some real digging and research, or call me later. And let me read to you who became an ally with this man. Now, I'm telling you this for a reason, because the rednecks in the South got the same understanding, especially the National Rifle Association. They're still angry at us because they lost in the South. They still want to fly their Confederate flag. They don't want to recognize the United States flag. They want to continue to recognize their flag. And anytime they get a chance that if the white man slip in some way or faction, you're going to see them raise that Confederate flag again one day and take down the Americans. All right? But they never accepted that. And right now, the National Rifle Association, I'm saying, I'll allege if you want me to, but I'm saying that they're responsible for the flood of guns in the black community because the same mindset of getting those niggas for what they did is still in their heads today. I'm letting you know that. Now you know the other reason why that man's knee was on Floyd's neck. Oh, it has a lot of things that was based on that symbolic gesture. They hate us. Telling you the truth. You don't want to hear it. Yeah, they hate us. And they hated Lincoln. And they assassinated him. You want to turn around and make some group of beings that are 3/5 human equal with us? How dare you? How dare you? And you want us to respect them. And their best friend wasn't even us. Was a damn dog. And it still is. Telling you the truth here. But y'all want to call me racist now because I'm telling the truth. But there's some white folks going to listen to this and be like, man, look at him. He's telling the truth. But you, Mr. Black man, you, Mrs. Black woman, don't want to hear this. Why don't you want to hear it? Because you are so entrenched. I'm going to say it two ways. In this white man's world, but between this white man's cheeks, and you entrenched so far that you cannot get out. I have to say it like that. I don't like to hear it, but you're going to hear it today from me. Whatever little bit I can get in, I'm going to get it in. So now, what happened? Albert Pike became a Mason when he was 41 years old. All right? And after they lost, he rose in Masonry to become the elected Grand Commander of the Southern jurisdiction in the South. Oh, he had a big position. That was in 1859. He was a general on the side of the Confederacy in the Civil War. He helped create the Ku Klux Klan. But then he went on and brought under his influence, and he made an alliance with a man named Mazzini. Why? Because he was a disgruntled officer. I'm talking about Pike. He was a disgruntled officer. When his group was disbanded, which was Indian troops, on the grounds that they had committed atrocities under the cloak of legitimate warfare. You know, we'll go into that later. So he went on and accepted the idea of a one world government. And then he became the head of the Luciferian priesthood. He was a grand wizard. He was a grand dragon. Those are not termed in Masonry. That's in another group that he was in. Masonry was the cover. So he ran it in Europe, and together, Pike ran it in the United States. And during that time, Mazzini formed a society in Sicily, Italy. See, anywhere you run and go, this white man has made an alliance with other people, as long as they ain't dark-skinned people that look like you and I, so that wherever you go, you're going to report back to either Israel or the United States about what niggas is doing in the world. Tell you the truth right now. So he formed a secret society called Oblanica. What is it? Can't say it right. Oblanica. Oblonica. Look it up. The more familiar term that you're familiar with is called mafia. This was an order inside of the Masonic order. Again, people today can do that. They can get into the Masonic order and then run their organization from inside of the Masonic order. And you wouldn't know anything about it. This is how that term Illuminati came out, and all of that. Different people who joined the Masonic order and used it as a cover to hide their dirty practices that they were doing. And so mafia meant Mazzini authorizes theft, arson, and poisoning. Now, M is Mazzini, A is autorizza, meaning authorizes, this is in Italian. F is furti, meaning theft. And I is incendi, and A is avelinati. That means mafia. Authorizes thefts, arson, and poisoning. This is why they associate today the Masonic order with the mafia. This is why they fear the Masonic order, because it's a combination of Ku Klux Klansmen and mafia gangsters. Y'all hear me?
Yes, sir.
Running things in the United States and in Britain and in Italy. Now, I don't have time to really go through the whole thing about what this looks like on the world scene. That's why I called it As the World Turns. Because if I look at it on a bigger platform, you're looking at a lot of people pulling strings here that wants the United States for themselves. You already have Israel, I'm gonna use that term. And there are hooks that they have in America. But everyone else falls under that. Germans, Italians, Asians, all the rest of them. When they come into the United States, they can't get a grip and run it because these people I just named are still running. The Ku Klux Klan. And Ku Klux Klan represents white Anglo-Saxon Protestants. All the way from Europe. Immigrants settling here in America to get their stronghold in this United States. Just trying to show you something. I ain't got time to show you the whole thing. Now let me read this real quick. The real objective, what is it? What is the real objective behind the National Rifle Association's desire to keep these assault rifles active in our society? We're going back to the Civil War. The slave owners of the South fought against the North under the leadership of Lincoln. Lincoln solicited black slaves to fight on the side of the North by implementing the Emancipation Proclamation January 1st, 1863. Many freed blacks from the South fought for the North with the understanding that if the North lost, slavery would be reinstituted. That if we'd have lost in the North, slavery would have been reinstituted. This is what those black soldiers were thinking. Too dumb to see that they were still slaves while they was fighting. Y'all understand what I'm saying, right? You can fool us in a minute. So now, history tells us that the South lost to the North, April 9th, 1865. 8 months after the end of the Civil War, on December 24th, 1865, the Ku Klux Klan was founded. Right? A group of bitter, angry at blacks and all other ethnic groups that weren't WASP. Right now, you hear the ones in the South saying who they hate. Gays, blacks, and Jews. Ain't that what they say? Ain't that who the Ku Klux Klan was killing? Yeah. So, is it over? What about all them hangings we hearing right now down in the South? Dealing with us. What about the new, not new, what about the resurrection of the old sundown towns all throughout the United States that everywhere a black man or black woman travel, if they in one of these towns by sundown, they'll never make it out of that town. Yes, I ain't talking about 18 nothing, I'm talking about 2026. Wake up, black man. Wake up, black woman. If you don't wake up, we're going to see that the future that we were supposed to preserve or create for our next generation is not going to be secure. They're going to grow up, and when they're our age, they're going to look up and see chains back around their neck, chains on their hands, feet chained up. They're going to see that the white man worked with the other ethnic groups and made them a promise that if they help us do this, they're going to get something. But we know how they act because they had promised another group before and said, look the other way, we'll get rid of your permanent underclass. I say that. As soon as they looked the other way and they started getting rid of their poor, they said, psych, now we're coming after you. So doctors, lawyers, teachers, and all were rounded up and put into concentration camps, like the one in Florida. Like to see how they start with them before they get back to us. Brothers and sisters, coming to a theater near you. Happy Juneteenth. Peace. Peace.